Singapore. 안녕하세요, 여러분들. And very good morning. A very beautiful Tuesday morning. Very windy and cold autumn morning here in Istanbul. That's why today I'm with my scarf and hiding indoors. And I have my two very special guest star today. Mr. Koala and Mr. Kitab. Or Mr. Kitab and Mr. Koala. Kitab Koala. the name of this book cafe is Kitab. So I call him Kitab. I call him Koala. Why? Because they are always here every single day. Especially this seat. Mr. Kitab takes this seat every single day. Nobody can move Mr. Kitab out of Mr. Kitab's seat. Mr. Koala, I see Mr. Koala here. Oh, okay. Here only from time to time. But Mr. Kitab is like regular. You know, this is the third time that I'm here in this book cafe, yeah, if you guys have been following me. And every single time I show you this cat, right, which I now call Mr. Kitab. Mr. Kitab, Mr. Koala. Kitab Koala. And good morning, Ron Lucas. Welcome. Today, I have two very special Turkish guest stars today. Mr. Kitab and Mr. Koala. It's very hard to get an angle. Okay, this angle. Am I too soft? Can you guys hear me? This angle? Oh, but I don't know where to put my coffee. You know, my coffee is gonna come very soon. I don't know where to put my coffee if I'm having Mr. Kitab and Mr. Koala here. I don't know how to put my coffee. There's no table in front of me. See, Mr. Kitab is perpetually sleeping. Like, I have never honestly seen him awake, and he's always he's the lord of this seat. This 30 square centimeter is its territory, man. Nobody can move Mr. Kitab from this seat. And Mr. Koala comes and goes. Huh? Mr. Koala is very, very friendly. Like, he tries to get too friendly with me by climbing onto me just now, but I don't like it. Why? Because I'm wearing all cotton today, like, yeah, and the hair is gonna stick all over. So I chased it off the prime estate. So he's taking a seat over there. And good morning. Yeah, Ron Lucas. Yeah, the video is always a little bit blurry because I'm not using like a top notch. What do you call it? What's that? What's the thing like professional streamers use? GoPro. And it's not GoPro. This is a 6-year-old Samsung phone with barely enough battery to last 1.5 hours. And good morning, Andy. And today is a very windy, quite cold. Actually, it's not really cold. It's like 12 degrees Celsius, but because it's very windy, so it makes it very hard to do it outside. And that's why today I'm with my scarf. Whenever I wear scarf, I just want to come here to Kitab Koala, this book cafe. I don't know, but every time I feel like getting cozy, I come to this cafe. So, like, if you guys have been following my live stream, you know that in this live stream, I bring you guys to like one different cafe almost every single day, right? Or location. And I have not repeated going to a same cafe like twice, but this is the third time I'm streaming from here, Kitab Koala Cafe. Oh, Mr. Koala is wandering off again. Mr. Kitab just don't move from this seat, like, ever. He is the lord of this seat, and he has the special ability to sleep 24 hours a day. I've never seen this cat awake. In 3 times I've been here, never seen him awake. This is as much awake as he's ever gonna get. This much awake. And very good morning to all of you, and welcome to my live stream once again. Today I have two special guest stars, Mr. Kitab and Mr. Koala. Oh, Mr. Koala's coming on to me. No. Mr. Koala is gonna disturb Mr. Kitab. Mr. Kitab is holding on to his seat like this. Like this seat, you can never move this cat, whom I call Mr. Kitab, from this seat ever. So you see, Mr. Koala gave up. Koala is wandering off. Mr. Koala. See, this is how street cats of Istanbul survive the cold weather, you know, by hiding indoors. Like, this is one of the main ways. Hiding indoors in shops like that. And interesting thing about cafes and shops here is that the owners never ever chase them away. The owners never chase the street animals away. Like they live so harmoniously together. There's this other street cat there's Watson's nearby, and there's one street cat that looks like Mr. Kitab over there, who is also perpetually on top of one of the shelves, and I call him Mr. Watson's. So we have Mr. Watson, Mr. Kitab, and Mr. Koala. See, I named the cats in my area. I have Max as well. Maybe I show you Max in future. There's a Max. There's a Mr. Kitab, Mr. Koala, Mr. Watson's. Yeah, I name all the street cats. Why do I name them? Because they're always at the same place, and every time I go to those places, I see those same street cats, Oh, love this view. Nice. And today it's super windy just now. Like it come in gusts, the wind, so you don't see the wind much now. But just now, when I was walking around deciding where to go, wow, the wind was so strong. Like I just knew I had to come somewhere indoors. And so here I am today, yet again to the same book cafe on this my favorite city. This, if you say like if my favorite place to stream from is the place that I have been to the most, right? Then this is my favorite place because I've actually streamed here three times. That means I've been here. I have not brought you guys back to the same cafe twice, right? This is the only cafe I've been here 3 times already. I really like this place, yeah, because it feels very cozy, and I like the scent and energy for all these books. It's very calming. Since young I've loved bookstores, so I love to hang out in bookstores, and bookstores that serve me up a coffee. Man, this is literally my heaven. Then you guys may be wondering, Limpeh, didn't you keep saying that you don't read books? So what's this thing about hanging out in a bookstore all the time? Oh yeah, I read a shitload of books when I was really young, when I like in my teens, even in my 20s I read a lot of books. But early 20s, after that I stopped reading much. But I love books. But these days, I don't get my knowledge from books anymore, but I like to get the energy from books. I like to feel the book's energy and the smell, the scent. It's very calming. Ron Lucas, Limpeh, can someone in a fight block the opponent's blows with just chi or prana without touching the opponent, and also deliver blows or kill the opponent with their highly developed chi or prana? Thank you. My set is here. Always a chocolate chip cookie and a big mug of coffee. Okay. Ron Lucas is a very good question, because this is this is where martial arts and fantasy martial arts, the line is very blurred. Because when you tell people that chi and prana cannot be expressed externally, then there are people who prove that it can be done. And then for those a lot of people like now this is what I'm going to say. Chi and prana, which is a very magical thing, in that it is the source of life itself. Life, that's chi or prana, is life causing through you, And now, if you know anything about me, there are 2 things that I pursue all my life. In every country in the world, these are the 2 things I always try to learn. Number 1 is the spiritual practices. I have learned from yogis. In India, I have learned from Qigong masters in China. I have learned from spiritual masters in Singapore, in Japan. And the second thing that there's always been a consistent theme in my life is martial arts. Why am I so intrigued with martial arts? When I was young, I never understood this, but as I got older, now I understood exactly why I'm so intrigued with martial arts, which is because martial arts, most traditional complex systems of martial arts, complex systems, not the modern sports martial arts, okay, but complex traditional martial arts with a focus in chi and prana, they are actually systems or techniques not for fighting only, It's less for fighting, because you can fight with or without chi or prana anyways. But
these martial arts are techniques that find external expression to an internal energy. Without martial arts, without a form of martial arts theory or practice, chi or prana will always be an internal thing. Gives you very strong internal experiences of life and enhances your life and understanding and wisdom greatly. But only martial arts helps you take this prana and express it externally in various forms. For example, the golden bell qigong, Jin Zhong Zhao, is a way of taking your prana or qi from your Maharashtra, it's a complex name, huh? From or the Tantian, express it onto the surface of your body, or not just surface of the body, but express it onto the surface of all your organic parts, your skin, your internal organs, everything, to become a protective shield. And then there's another form of qigong, like even Chen style Tai Chi. They convert the internal prana into Pong, um, Pong, Pong Jin, Chan Jin, Chan Jin, Pong Jin. So they it's a system of transform expressing internal chi or prana into an external explosive energy or external entrapping energy or sticking energy, which is the whole basis of the Tai Chi sticky hands. Now, this the sticky hands concept got further developed in another very popular martial arts called Wing Chun. So Wing Chun Ji Shao is sticky hands. It's not just physically sticky. If you just try to physically stick to someone, boop, it's gone. Boop, it's gone. But it's the chi. You need to use the internal prana to make that sticking hand happen. And now, if you look at other more esoteric martial arts, like what Aikido. Now, Aikido is another way of expressing chi or reiki or prana. Hold on, okay. In the way which is much deeper, much subtler. The way of chi or prana in Aikido is what we call the Aiki, which is combining or merging your prana or chi with that of the opponent, so two becomes one. So it's not two-person dancing anymore, it's just one person. Okay. Now, then as we get into the deeper, more expressive realms of martial arts, okay, some of the very lost teachings, okay, like Xingyi. Xingyi martial art is an internal form. A lot of people don't understand why is it an internal form when it looks very hard. Xingyi looks at this Xingyi, it looks hard, but it's an internal form. Why? Because Xingyi, as I learned Xingyi with a Xingyi master in Shanghai back in 2006. I learned with him for 2 winters. So even during winter, early morning, minus 18 degrees, we were out there in the park practicing. The whole basis of Xingyi is this, Tanpa. This Tanpa is not a slap on the face, The whole goal is to slap without touching. That means when I Tanpa, even if just 1 inch from you, you should feel it. Is that possible? I have seen it and I have felt it. The master did it on me. I flew back at least 2 meters. So can it be done? Is kamehameha possible? It is possible. I have felt it. The master did it on me. I flew back 2 meters. Someone was there to catch me, of course, because when I first went to the master, I was a young punk, 2006. I was really young, and I went to this master because he was quite popular in Shanghai at the time. I said, "Can you do your kung fu on me? Do it on me. Show me what you can do. Then I learn from you." And then you know what? He said, "Cross your hands on your chest." Oh, I said, "Oh, okay, whatever." And then he got another disciple to go around to my back. I said, "Oh, what the fuck? This guy going to attack me from behind or something or what?" And then you know what? He stood himself about 2 meters behind me. I don't know what for. Then the master got me to do this, so I just stood there. And then the master just did this, whoop, and it was like just slightly before me here, and I just flew back, boom, into the guy who caught me 2 meters behind me. That was my first experience with external expression of chi or prana. Real masters can do that, but up to a few inches. If you ask me if kamehameha is possible, to shoot a kamehameha at someone 6 meters away, I very much doubt it's possible, Ron Lucas. But um, I have felt these are the different expressions of internal chi or prana that I have felt in all the martial arts masters around the world. So it's a very long story, but in short, yes, it is possible. Qi and prana. In fact, in China, there's a saying called 内气外放. In Chinese martial arts, in China there is a saying called 内气外放, meaning internal qi externally delivered. And therefore, why does this saying even exist? Because it's possible. If it's not possible, it won't exist, right? So did I answer your question, Ron Lucas? It's a very interesting question, Ron, because very few people ask me about martial arts, and martial arts is the second biggest thing in my life, actually. Yeah. I have been involved in martial arts since 3 or 4 years old, since as young as I can remember. And in a way, I think martial arts and spirituality crosses each other's path in many ways. So yeah, thanks for the question, Ron. It leads to this very interesting discussion. And B, good afternoon. Good afternoon, B. B, you just missed my special 15 minutes with my two special guest stars, two street cats was here with me. But anyways, today is a very windy and cold morning here in Istanbul. It's a very gloomy day, which is my favorite kind of day, of course. But when I was trying to look for somewhere to go, it was super windy, and it's still windy. You see you can see the things moving, the sticker moving. Yeah, it's a very windy day, and whenever it gets cold and windy like this, yeah, I think of coming here. Whenever it gets cold and windy, and I whip out my scarf like this, I think of coming here to be among the books and on this seat with this plant. I just love this setting so much. If you guys are new to my live stream, you know that my live stream is where every morning here in Istanbul, I bring you guys to a different cafe or location here in Istanbul, get a coffee, and then chit chat about life or anything, right? But there's only one cafe that I brought you guys, to for 3 times so far, and it's this cafe. So I don't know, but it's not a conscious choice. But this cafe is becoming my favorite cafe. If you see it that way, Chi, good morning, Chi. Welcome. It's a very windy day today in Istanbul. I got my scarf in my cozy setting once again. It's the third time I'm here. Shish. Oh, namaskaran, shish. No day can be gloomy when you're here. Thank you. It's Ekadashi today, fasting day in India, isn't it? Oh, Connie Chiu. Hello from Auntie Connie. Welcome. Oh, Auntie Connie, I haven't seen you in a very long time. And let's see. Wow, a lot of messages. Ron Lucas, thank you. Follow-up question. Can you use a chi or prana in a fight without any hand or body gestures, just by standing still with arms at your side? Okay, in case you guys are wondering what the discussion this morning has been about, it's this morning, Ron Lucas have been asking me about the relationship of martial arts and chi, which is something very close to my heart. Most people don't know martial arts and chi is the second biggest thing in my life, and martial arts is something that I pursue everywhere in the world over the past 20 years. I've started my martial arts since I was like 4 years old. In China, in Shanghai, I learned Chen Tai Chi from a master. I learned Pa Gua Chang from a master. In Beijing, I learned Xing Yi Liu He, and also another Qigong from another master. In Japan, I learned Zen meditation, and also Aikido and Kenjutsu, all with all the very internal aspects. Here in Turkey, I learned MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So as you can see, you guys don't make me talk about martial arts, but martial arts is pretty pretty much the one thing I've done the longest in my life. So let's follow up with so Ron Lucas follow-up question is this. Can you use a chi prana in a fight without using any body or hand gestures, just standing side with? No, it cannot be done. Why is that so? This one I can tell you from internal experience, because from my internal experience with my own movement of chi and how it behaves, I can say that without an external gesture or external funnel, the chi cannot find expression. Chi is like water, and water, in order to take water from your barrel of water, in order to take the chi from this barrel of water, you need a funnel or an outlet. You need something, a tap, a funnel or something, and that tap, that funnel is your gestures. So without the geometry of the body, you are just a barrel of chi that cannot find expression in the outside world. Which is why in yoga there are many mudras. They call it mudras, or like mudras. All these mudras are designed, or even in Japan, you guys think this is a ninja thing. It's not a ninja thing, it's a Shinto thing. Even samurais, I was do this, and I'm taught this as a samurai when I was in Osaka. The kujikiri, all these are ways to gestures to funnel and channel your chi. Without these geometries, your pathways don't join up in specific ways, and therefore they don't find external expression. So to answer your question, it is impossible to, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking of the death stare or the dimmak. Even dimmak, you need to touch the guy. If you do nothing, okay. If you want to do nothing and kill people, it can be done. If you want to do nothing and kill people with chi, it can be done. But it's what we call tantra. Tantra is going from the realm of martial arts into the realm of magic, where you're using your energy to influence or block someone else's energy, and therefore over time wear him down. So you're going in from the realm of martial arts into the realm of tantra magic or black magic. But then again, if you're into Chinese fantasy kung fu, the line between where martial art ends and magic begins is very blurred as well, very blurred. As in ancient China, it's all, of course, ancient China took all these martial arts and chi principles from India. Okay, it was spreaded by Dharma, Dharma, from India to Shaolin Temple. We started Shaolin Temple, and in China there's a saying called 万家出Shaolin, means all martial art forms comes from Shaolin, which means all martial art forms come from where? Come from India, come from Bharata, come from India. And everything that comes from India came from the tantric or yogic systems. Yeah, and so you see, these things are all linked very closely. Very, very interesting discussion. Thanks, Lucas, for this discussion, because I rarely get to discuss about this. Nobody likes to talk to me about this. Nobody likes to talk to me about things that I like to talk about. What do I like to talk about? I like to talk about martial arts. I like to talk about spirituality. I like to talk about actually these two are my favorite topics. Konnichiwa. Busy lah. Ayo, so busy. What ah. Grant Lee. Does it get really cold in the winter there? Yeah, winter here goes down to about, as I experienced it last year, was -5, -6 degrees Celsius. On certain days, -10. And in January, it snows here. So what a lot of people do not understand is this. No? A lot of people think Turkey is somewhere in the Middle East. And everybody have this impression that Turkey people are Arabians. No. Turkey is not in the Middle East. There's no desert here. There's no camels here. Turkey is a four-season country with the large part of the because it's at that latitude, it's at a much higher latitude compared to Middle East. By latitude, it's as different as China and Malaysia. So that's the kind of difference, So Istanbul is a full four-season city. which is why I really love it. You know, like to me, Istanbul is perfect in every way. Istanbul is perfect in everything that I'm looking for in somewhere that I would love to live in. The five things I keep talking about. What are the five things? Number one, must have four seasons. Okay. If you don't have if anywhere without four seasons, I won't even consider going. That's how extreme I am about four seasons. No four season, forget it. I'm not going. Second, must be safe and clean. Here, this is first world country cleanliness here, and first world country um, settings and environment. Third, it must be big and with plenty to explore. Otherwise, it becomes boring. Huh? And this country is huge. Four, it must be affordable. Oh, Turkey just gets cheaper and cheaper every year for people like me who make US dollars. Over the 1 year that I've been here in Turkey, my spending power has increased by 30%. Just because that's how much the Turkish lira fell against the dollar in just 1 year, and it has been falling consistently for the past 5 years. And number five, and to me the most important is this: happy people. The people of Istanbul is the most compassionate, the most animal loving, and the friendliest that I've ever encountered anywhere in the world. I put out a camera in Korea, people scatter behind me like pigeons, like I'm trying to do something evil. But when I put out a camera here in Istanbul, people come to me and they say hi. The environment is just so positive, and therefore to me, Istanbul is perfect in every way. I've not lived in another city that fulfills all five criteria. Never all five. Usually, the best is four or three. Never all five. Shish. Oh, Ikadashi was yesterday. We fasted and prayed, enjoyed delicacies. Yes. Oh, yesterday. I thought it's today. Ikadashi usually is 3 days before the full moon, right? And full moon is, if I'm not wrong, 3 days later. That's why I thought today is Ikadashi. Yes, guys, I know that much about Indian culture. Okay. Ultimate Geno skill is about to do a ninjutsu. Bin Kyo Do. Or this Sha Jin Kai Red Sai Zen. And this is Shinto. When I was training as a samurai in Japan, some of my very old seniors, before we start doing our real cuttings, they do the kujikiri to focus the energy onto the sword. Yes, we actually do that in reality. It's not a Naruto thing. Ron Lucas, thank you very much. I have been wondering about this question for a long time. You gave an excellent answer and presentation. Wow, I'm glad you like it. Oh, keep those, Ron, keep those kind of questions coming. That is the kind of thing I love to talk about. Very few people make me talk about the things I like to talk about. Grant, how about Turkish girls? I don't know. I don't really care about girls. I'm past that age, Grant. Are Asian men popular? I don't know, because I don't care about the girls. I don't know. I don't know if Asian men are popular here or not. And I don't go out. I don't club. I don't socialize. I don't mix, like, go out there, mix and get into all the messy situations. So I don't know this kind of things. Yeah. Patrick O. Oh, I got good morning, Uncle Patrick. Patrick O here. Spent 13 years in China. Recently went back to Singapore from Singapore. I got stopped by police when I was filming in China. Oh yeah. In China, certain places you cannot film. If you're filming near the 机关大楼, no way, you get caught by police. If you're filming in some places of the Forbidden Palace, yes, it's forbidden. It's called forbidden for a reason, and therefore it's forbidden. The good thing was, when I was in China for 10 years, for those of you who are wondering. I didn't have a smartphone. For the most part of my time in China, I was using a 10-year-old Nokia phone. I didn't know anything about social media. I didn't know anything about smartphones and all that stuff. I had my first smartphone on the year that I left China. Okay, I got my first smartphone. So my entire history and my entire amazing adventure in China was all gone. It's just all memory. Of course, I took photographs with like digital cameras. Back then, digital cameras like this, I had a Canon. But you have to keep all the files and everything. I don't even bother anymore. Very interesting discussion this morning, right? Shish. Just wondering how's the drinking culture in Turkey. Oh, 100% there's a drinking culture. And in fact, Turkey has its own famous drink called the rakı. The rakı is it looks like vodka, but it is very spiced up. It's got a very spicy, very fragrant, very spicy taste. I like rakı very much. When I was still drinking, I kind of stopped drinking a while ago. And if you go out with groups of Turkish people, which I used to when I was still training martial arts here, and I have all my fellow my fellow friends, when I was doing martial arts, then we used to go drinking together as well, and people would just pick up rakı and would drink rakı. Drinking one bottle of rakı is like the thing, if you're out drinking with really good friends here in Turkey. Oh, and for those of you who just joined my live stream, this is a live stream where every day I bring you guys to one different cafe or location here in Istanbul, grab a coffee and chat about life. And honestly, the thing is this, I've not, over the past 30 episodes, I have not gone back to the same cafe twice, except this cafe. This is the third time I'm in this cafe. You know why? I don't know, but every time, today I woke up to not that cold, about 12 degrees Celsius, but extremely windy. Okay, when I was looking for somewhere to stream from today, wow, wind was so strong and I could barely keep my scarf on me. And when it's windy and cold, I just feel like going somewhere indoors and cozy, And when I think of going somewhere indoors and cozy, I don't know why, but I think of this place always. I think of this book cafe called Kitab Kuala. And this morning, I started the stream with two beautiful street cats that perpetually live here. They are residents of this book cafe. It's a very, very cozy setting. I think this is like my favorite. It's so cozy. You look at this. Just look at this view here. Like you see books, you see a plant, you see a nice sofa, and this whole picture just looks so cozy, isn't it? Especially with coffee in hand, like this. This picture just looks super cozy, which is why honestly, as the weather gets colder in December and when it starts to snow in January, very likely I'm gonna be here a lot. This is my favorite indoor place to stream from right now, really. Oh yeah, for those of you who don't know, it snows here in Istanbul. Seriously, we haven't repeated topics either, Limpeh, in those 30 days. There are some things I repeated, okay, so yeah, not to make it too mystified. Patrick O. Wow, lots of books in the cafe. The one with the books I went to was in Brunei, owned by the former Minister of Communication. He said he decided to share all his books and enjoy in the cafe. Oh, why is that so? Because this book cafe is more bookshop than cafe. It's actually one of the biggest bookshop in this area, but because they have this little corner, they don't want to waste the corner, so they started a cafe in the corner and put a few seats here and there. But this was not meant to be a book cafe. This is a standard bookshop that sells all kinds of books and toys and books, true stories of books of all kinds, So It's the primary thing here is selling books, not selling coffee. Yeah. So it's not fair to call this place, which is called Kitab Kuala, a book cafe. It's not fair to call it a book cafe because it's more books than cafe. Alpha Assalamualaikum. Here in Turkey, we just say salam. Just salam. And I'm not taking you guys on a trip around this shop. Why? Because this is the third time that I'm here. I've taken you guys on a trip around this shop many times before, so I think you guys are very familiar with this shop. Very cozy. Especially you get a scarf, wrap up nice and cozy. And then let's say if it's raining or snowing and then you get yourself a nice warm cup of coffee, it's like this is the life, my friends, we thought would never end. We sing and dance. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. These are the days, oh yes, these were the days, these were the days, my friends. People hear us singing, they react to it, you know. But when I do the same in Korea, people go like, "Oh, 뭐 미치는 거야?" But here, when I behave crazy, people get hyped up with me, and that's why I love. That's why, like I said, the 5 things I love about Istanbul. The most important is the people. So positive. I don't get this kind of people. I have not experienced this culture of people anywhere in Asia, America, and sometimes Europe. Okay. Shiny silver bunny. Limpeh, oh my gosh. Wow. Glad to see you pop up. How are you? You look fabulous. Oh, Shiny. Oh, you're from a long time ago. Welcome back. Welcome. You know, many people are rediscovering me because of this live streaming. So if you're rediscovering me, and you're here for the first time, this is a live stream where every morning I take you guys to a different cafe or location here in Istanbul. Yes, I'm in Istanbul right now. For those of you who have lost touch with me for a few years, I'm in Istanbul right now. And every day I just grab a coffee and then we just chat about everything and anything. And today it's a very cold, it's not very cold, it's a 12 degrees Celsius autumn day, but very windy. When I came out, it was very windy, so I whipped up my scarf and I just want to go to a very cozy indoor setting for today's stream. And here I am in a book cafe called Kitab Kuala. And like I said, I don't go to the same cafe twice, you know. But this is the only cafe I've been to, like this time, third time so far. And yeah, Shiny, please do subscribe and hit the button and join me every morning, every single day. This is episode 31. It means I've been doing this continuously every day for 31 days already. Huh? Okay, every morning, 10 a.m. Turkey time. Please note that it's Turkey time. I won't be translating into a time zone, right? Because I have people watching from all time zones. I don't want to. It's easier for you guys to translate to my time zone than I translating for everybody again. But of course, I always feel very humble, very honored that the whole world is watching me drink this cup of coffee every single morning. Welcome back, Shiny. Thank you. Really welcome back, Shiny. Wow, how funny! I started learning to make Turkish coffee lately, and I'm in California. Oh, wow, sunny California. I never need this. And Turkish coffee in Turkish coffee cups, I suppose, you know, to me the most exquisite thing about Turkish coffee is not the coffee but the cup itself. You can just start a collection of Turkish coffee cups. It's so exquisite. Patrick O. In Singapore, you sing in the MRT, people will call police and police will ask you to stop creating nuisance. You cannot be happy in Singapore. Yep. Singapore is one of those places where there's no happy people. Like I say, you know, there are 5 things I look for in the place that I live in, and happy people is the most important. And so far, I've not seen happy people neither in Singapore, neither in Korea, neither in Japan, but sometimes in some part of China I do. Not in New York, but here in Istanbul, just so happy. People here are just. I can start dancing here, and you know what? Next moment, someone else will join me. And then join me and say hello to the camera rather than run away and call the police. Now do you see, like, that's why today I'm gonna make my video of today is this, yes, I post a new video every single day right now, apart from just the live stream. My video today is about the most important lesson that I learned around the world. Okay, the most important lesson that I learned after almost 20 years of living in so many different countries and cultures. The lesson is this: there's no good or bad, right and wrong. What is right here? What is right here? Singing and dancing with people is wrong in Singapore and sometimes illegal. It's outright illegal. Police will come catch you. Yeah. So, right. To me, see, a lot of spiritual teachers will tell you that there's no such thing as good or bad, right and wrong. But to you, it's just a theory. To you, obviously, if you're Singaporean, obviously dancing and singing on the metro train is against the law. It's a wrong thing. So to you, that's your reality. Even though you know there's no such thing as good and bad, right and wrong as a theory, you have not experienced it in your reality. But for me, I had the privilege of living in so many different countries and cities, and this theory became a reality to me. I experienced that, wow, there's no such thing as good or bad, right and wrong. Everywhere is different. Even different places in the same country is different, especially big countries like China and America. That's why I'm gonna save enough battery today to make that video right here on this seat. So today I may not go the full 1.5 hours. I need to save at least 5 minutes of battery to do that video. Shiny, I'm glad to see your live stream and how cool you are traveling and living it up. I discovered you beginning this year. Oh, I see. So you actually discovered me beginning this year. That was when I was already in Istanbul. I came to Istanbul last December. Shiny, yes, I feel lucky to get Turkish coffee and cups. Oh, the cups are so important. And the copper pot, yes, the copper pot and the cups, so important. If you don't have that, okay, it's not Turkish coffee. And if you have that, even if you're pouring espresso, it still looks like and feels like Turkish coffee. Shiny, then I should come to Turkey. Even the people here in California are not happy. Limpeh, never dim your light. This is passion for living. Yep. I am a light upon. See, this is what the Bible says. This is what the Bible means when it says that you are supposed to be the salt and the light of the world. Everybody, if you touch the God, the divinity within you, you begin to shine and you begin to become the light of the world. But today Christians have understood this completely wrong. They think, oh, because I'm a Christian, so being the light of the world means I go out and try to help people. It's not that. It's this, because they don't know the light. They think the light means going to help people. No, the light is just being yourself. You're just being this light. And every day, I'm just doing this live chat, doing nothing. And everybody, so many of you come on every single morning. Why? For the light. This light and this energy gives you something, makes your life better in a little certain way, that makes your world better in a certain way. Yes? And this is exactly what the Bible is talking about when it says, be the salt and the light of the world, which sadly today has been completely misinterpreted when used basically as a way to morally judge people. So instead of being a liberating thing, it becomes a poisonous thing. Patrick O. I saw a video of Turkish coffee brewing overflowing the heat and looks like autophagy. Turkish coffee is the strongest coffee I've ever drunk. Turkish coffee is stronger than a double shot espresso. But I don't take Turkish coffee because it comes in this small cup. It comes in little cups like smaller than espresso cups, half the size of espresso cup, like this. It's not enough to do 1.5 hours of live stream. I need this. For those of you who are here, remember by help me by smashing the like button. Do you know that the like button means so much to every YouTuber? So help me and all the other YouTubers that you like by always smashing the like button. It helps us so much. Makes all this effort not go to waste. Yeah. Honestly, we don't make money from this at all, you know. The only thing we're hoping is YouTube sees all the likes, the program, the YouTube program sees all the likes and then help us spread the video a little bit more. That's all, you know. Shiny. Yes, the religious teachings corrupt people's understanding. It's not that complicated. We're all expressions of God, and I always hit the like button. Hitting the like button is expression of God. Yes, it's not that complicated. All religions stem from the same core understanding and the same core teaching, and it is the same core idea and teaching and experience that you and everyone else can experience right here, right now. If you want to, I can give you a practice right here, right now. You can experience God within you right here, right now. If you guys want, if you want, tell me. If not, then I won't go into it. Shiny bunny. See, Turkish people are always so happy. Streets here, see, grandmother selling flowers. Oh, it's a Chinese guy. When I first came to Istanbul 1 year ago, there was no Asians, you know. I'm the only East Asian guy on the road. But lately, since 2 months ago, I started seeing a lot of Chinese and Koreans, a lot in this area. Door Factory, go into it. Oh, Door Factory, oh. It's a quiet viewer. First time I see your name. Patrick. Have not seen the Turkish coffee in hot sand in your video yet. Oh, I have. In one of my live streams, in a cafe inside the park itself, I had Turkish coffee with a cat in my lap. Kim Teo, morning. Good morning, Kim. Guys, I'm actually really checking the battery because today I need to make my video of the day as well, all on the same phone. So I need to save enough battery to make that video. But for those of you who just joined my live stream, good morning, good night, good afternoon, good night, or very early morning America, or good evening America if you're in the East Coast. And good morning, Europe. We're all in Europe. I'm in Europe. For those of you who don't know, Istanbul is Europe. Okay, Turkey is Europe. I'm in the European side of Istanbul as well. So I'm in the Europe of the Europe. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me again. This is a live stream where every morning I take you guys to one different cafe or location here in Istanbul. Grab a coffee. It's just pretty much chit chat about everything in life. Everything. Like what? You have everything? Pretty much. From my 20 over years of experience living in all different countries in the world. Yeah, I left my home country about 20 years ago, and I started to hermit around the world, experiencing different country and cultures. And I've learned a lot through over the past 20 years, and therefore I pretty much done it all, and therefore I have a lot to share. And so yeah, if you like this form of live stream, remember to subscribe and then hit the notification button so that every morning you know when I'm on. I'm on 10 a.m. Turkish time every morning around. Okay, it's never very precise. Maybe sometimes a little earlier, sometimes a little later, right? Doll Factory, thoughts on communism versus capitalism. Since you have lived in many places with different ways of living, I don't know if it's too controversial though. Haha. Oh, I actually I like this question a lot. Doll Factory. Oh, Doll Factory, where are you watching from? Just want to know a little bit about your background, where you're from. So I try to understand where everybody is from, so that I understand the context of their questions, right? So I'll be able to give better answers. Okay. I lived in China for 10 years, 5 years in Shanghai and 5 years in Beijing, and I even crossed over illegally into North Korea. And this has been my experience. It is very my experience will be very controversial. Please understand that it is my personal experience. It is not a definitive statement of what communist country and capitalist countries are like, but my personal experience has been this, that I felt the an incomparable and unbridled sense of freedom in both China and actually North Korea. Especially in China, you can pretty much what is when I first went to China, I had a friend who has been in China for like 5-6 years, and he told me one thing which I really agree. He kept saying, "What communism? Do you feel any communism? There's no communism." And that was exactly how I felt. That people are free to do anything and everything they want, start all kinds of businesses, any kind of businesses, and the government pretty much stay out of your way, stay out of your life. Okay, as if in that's why a lot of crime happens in China, because with freedom comes your personal responsibility. Honestly, the government don't care about all these petty crimes and who someone is cheating someone else. They don't care about this kind of thing. You do whatever you want and you protect yourself. I experienced and a sense of freedom that I've never experienced before in any country in the world, and so far still. And I learned how powerful and how important personal responsibility is in China, because you cannot rely on the police, you cannot rely on the government. They all stay out of your way. The police stay out of your way as well. You know that police in China, the commercial police were supposed to go around to the shops and check your licenses. They don't. So there's a lot of shops without licenses. In fact, more shops without licenses than shops with licenses, and they don't care. Honestly, they don't care. You take care of yourself. If you think you can make money, you make it work. And when does the government start paying attention? When you become too big, when you become like Jack Ma, they go after those kind of guys, because those kind of guys have the billions to get from the government. The communist government don't care about ordinary folks like you and me. They don't care about giving you $100, $200 fine. It's ridiculous. They want the billions. They don't care about the small money. And this is the third thing that I learned most from China, which is focus on the big things, don't nitpick the small things. And this I find perfect expression through my experience in China as well. So that has been my overall experience in China. Is a lot more. China is so multifaceted, and I really enjoyed my time in China. If I didn't enjoy myself, I wouldn't have been there for 10 years. Okay, China, but of course I move around in China. China is very big, so I only lived 5 years in Shanghai, 5 years in Beijing, and in fact, you can go as far as saying that Shanghai and Beijing is as different countries, anyways. So yeah, that's my experience between living in communist countries and capitalist countries. And in all, if you want me to give a summary, where did I enjoy myself most? Honestly, I enjoy myself most in that communist country. Interesting things to share. North Korean defectors, right? A lot of North Koreans that defect to South Korea, right? I knew one North Korean defector when I was living in Korea. Do you know what he told me? He told me he enjoyed himself much more in North Korea than South Korea. Yep. Much more. He said there was more freedom, more happiness in North Korea than South Korea. Surprising, right? That's the reality of communist versus capitalism. A lot of people will tell you otherwise. But those people have not spent one day in a communist country, I guarantee you that. Door Factory, California. Wow, a lot of Californians. I know this lately. Eugene Kim from California as well. Oh, lately a lot of people from California. Wow. Aji, good morning, Aji from Dublin. Door Factory. Your perspective is so interesting and so opposite of the narrative we hear about those countries. Yep. That's why I keep saying, don't talk about anything that you have not personally experienced, because anything that you personally experience is going to be very different from what you read about. Which is why in my channel I keep saying that if one day I become a spiritual teacher, my core message is this: stop reading about life and start living life. Stop reading about anything and start doing it. And then you will see the reality. That's why I never ever talk about anything that is not an existential truth in my life or an experience. I never ever talk about anything I merely read about. And which is why people keep asking me what books I read. I always say I don't read any books. I don't read anything on the internet. Why? Because everything that I'm sharing comes from personal experience. Nothing comes from anything I read. Yeah. Toki Hines. Wow, a lot of new names today. Welcome to my live stream. Oh god, you look like Jackie Chan. Everybody says that here. You know, do you know that here in Turkey, most people call me Jackie Chan without asking me for my name. The first thing they look at me is, oh, hello Jackie Chan. I can tell you, all the Turkish people, they call me Jackie Chan. And they're all different. They don't even talk to each other. All the different Turkish people, the moment they see me, they call me Jackie Chan. I don't know. I take it as an honor, you know. Wow, they look like Jackie Chan, right, man? Shiny. Wow, that's interesting. Yes, what they say in the media is a lot of lies. Yeah. Well, Shiny, do you know the poisonous thing about the media is not that it's a lot of lies, you know. The poisonous thing about the media is that it's a lot of half truths. They take one small bit of a truth and they say it's the whole thing. That is the problem. They will take one riot in one small part of Hong Kong and say the whole Hong Kong's on fire. You see the problem? This is the problem with the media. They don't lie. The problem is they don't lie. If they lie, it's very easy to discredit them. The problem is they tell half truths, and therefore it looks true, and therefore people believe them, and therefore build a fake and very hellish gloom and doom story world in their head about the world. And this has been the whole point behind the last 2 months. I've been pushing very hard to teach people my story world meditation or brain training system to help people to train your brain to distance itself from the story world and come back to the existential reality of the present reality, the present, what I call the real world. Live in the real world. The real world is always beautiful. There's no riot here right now. It's just this chair, this beautiful place. There's no bad government. There's no crime happening where I see. I'm not sick. I don't see any COVID. I don't see people wearing masks either. But the thing is this: the story world in the head. That unfortunately your brain likes to live there, and unfortunately that story world is not reality, and it is a world that's been handed down to you by your parents, by the media, by the internet, by your school, by your government. Okay, it's not reality, and you've got to learn to separate yourself from that, because that story world is hell. Literally is hell. It is the hell people trap themselves in and suffer in misery every single day. People say I look so light and always so bright and so positive every day. If I tell you, if I have not discovered how to disconnect myself from the story world a long time ago, I would be a very miserable person. I would not have the shine that I have today. I have the shine that I have today only because I'm very disconnected with the story. I am very connected with the real reality of the real existential world, which is always so beautiful. I mean, it's like you go to a beautiful mountain top. You cannot find any problem there, and suddenly your problems disappear, right? I'm telling you, that mountain top is anywhere and everywhere. It's everywhere. It's only because that for you going up to the mountain is a rare event. So because it's so rare, your brain chooses to focus on that event rather than the story world, and therefore you feel the liberation of the reality of the real world. But do you know that that mechanism of going away from the story world and that feeling you get standing on top of the mountain can be accessed anytime, anywhere, all days of your life? And this technology is what I give away for free on my channel under the playlist called Story World. You just search for Story World. You can see the whole series where I give you my practices. In order to achieve this state, you can become as happy as me. You can be. You can shine every day, regardless of a situation in life, regardless of your environment, regardless of where you live. You can shine. Why? Because very simply, like I said, I can make you experience God right here, right now, this very moment, wherever you are. Because why? Why am I confident to say that wherever you are, you can access that dimension? It's because it's nothing to do with the external conditions or situations at all. It's that same dimension you access when you were standing on that mountaintop. I'm sorry if you guys have not been to a mountaintop, okay? Or if you've never been to a mountaintop, maybe on top of a skyscraper, on top of a tall building, that feeling of liberation, freedom, and oneness. Yeah, remember that feeling? That feeling can be accessed anywhere. Why? Because that feeling is the result of your brain giving you a break from your story world. And if you think, if a break from a story world gives you that much liberation, now imagine you quit the story world. This is what Buddha is about. If you guys are into Buddhism, quitting the story world is what Buddha is about. And quitting the story world is what Jesus meant when he said, you need to lose yourself to follow me. What is yourself? It's the RPG character you create of yourself in the story world. Doll Factory, love that. Shiny, that's true wisdom. Oh, Patrick O. Yep, mainstream medias are basically propaganda info. They use it to brainwash people. Yep. 100%. Doll Factory. Jackie Chan is very handsome. Oh, I bet Jackie Chan didn't look this good when he was 46. I'm coming 46, yeah, and I look like this. Jackie Chan did not look this good when he was 46. Shiny Silver Bunny. Haha, have you ever seen that old video called They Call Me Bruce? It's an old comedy from the 80s. I would know it in the original name. Or if that's a Hollywood movie, then I wouldn't know it because I've never heard of this name before. But if it's an Asian movie, then I would probably have known it in its original name. Toki Haynes. I mean, every Asian looks like Jackie Chan to me. Mostly because I've never seen an Asian. Oh, I see. But you are more Jackie Chan than Jackie Chan. Yeah, Jackie Chan has kind of become the icon of the East Asian people. Even in Japan, even in Korea, very deeply respected character. Yeah, and after Jackie Chan is Bruce Lee. After Bruce Lee is Donnie Yen. Silver Bunny from 1982. If it's from 1982, I would have watched it. I was quite grown up by then. If they are calling you Jackie Chan, then you'll enjoy that movie because everybody calls the guy in the movie Bruce Lee. Oh. I don't know. I probably watched it. I probably know it by its original name. Doll Factory, same. The media was saying that California was... Yes, the California fire thing. It's ridiculous. California is huge and they take one part of it and make the whole world think that California is now a fiery hell. Oh my, unspeakable. This media is just unspeakable. Door Factory, rioters and looters during the BLM protest, but it was literally not true. We were all chilling. Exactly. During the BLM protest, even in New York, everybody say New York is gone, like New York is closed down, New York is going bankrupt, and everywhere is a riot. No. The BLM only happened in Times Square, and New York is huge. You are talking about one small street in an area that is bigger than a lot of countries, and they make it look like the whole of New York is on fire. Oh, the media these days, the story where they paint in your head is just hell. They like to make sure you think you live in hell. Silver Bunny at Doll Factory. Yes, that's true. I'm in Sacramento and it was chill here. Eugene Kao. Oh, 안녕하세요, Eugene. Haven't seen you in a few days. Eugene, Singaporean in Korea. Haha, oddly enough, I've once had a European call me Kim Jong-un in Belfast. And an American soldier follow me around in Home Plus New. What's the signal, Eugene? That's a signal to lose weight. When someone say you look like Kim Jong-un, they don't really think you look like Kim Jong-un, because Kim Jong-un is actually, it's an honor to be called Kim Jong-un, one of the most powerful men in the world today, yeah. But all they're saying is you're fat, okay? So that's your impetus there. That's your trigger to do something about it. Now I keep telling people that you don't have to give a fuck what other people think of you as long as you're happy with yourself, right? But fat is not one of those things, because being fat is, you're literally killing yourself slowly. So being fat is not one thing I would say you can just accept about yourself. Yeah. I used to be very fat. I was one time 113 kilograms. How many pounds is that? I don't even know how many pounds is that, but it's a lot of pounds. I was literally twice as big as this. If you want to see how I look like when I was 113 kilograms, go to my channel, look for this video called How I Have Aged Over the Past 25 Years, where I show you guys how I look over the past 25 years. Look for that video. How I aged over the past 25 years. You will see two photos of me when I was fattest at 113 kilograms. Completely different person. Eugene was lurking this call. You're always lurking. Why you don't want to say hello? Why don't you want to say good morning, huh? Huh, Eugene? Not a friend? Huh? You're not a friend? Friends say good morning, huh? See, during cold weathers, street cats evolve the winter coat as well. They become all fat and fluffy. Very interesting. Oh! Another street cat came. Oh, very old cat. Very old cat. Looks like it's stalking the other cat. You see, the owners in Istanbul don't chase away street cats when they come into their shops. In fact, they welcome them. Old cat. Old cats can't be bothered with humans. Eugene. Ooh, I'm wearing a Mandarin collar jacket cause it's cold. Get a turtleneck. Louis, hi Limpeh. Oh, back to the bookstore. Yeah, Louis. Like I explained, these days whenever it gets very windy, rainy, or cold outside, I think of this place. This is the only place where I have come back 2-3 times so far on this very seat. You see, it's so cozy looking with the books here, the plant here, and the nice sofa. This is my favorite place to stream from indoors. And over the past 30 episodes, I've not returned to the same cafe twice. Not once. None. I've never been back to the same cafe a second time, except here. Eugene was on the call lah. Patrick O. So cute, this cat. Got a black marking on the bottom lip. Wow, you're very observant, Lao uncle. Lao Limpeh. Patrick wants me to call him Lao Pei, but no, Lao Limpeh, because my Lao Pei is already gone. Toki Hennis, what do you think about the lower kak? Wow, what's that? I never heard of this thing before. What? This limestone mine? Wow, I don't know what's that. First time I see this word. Oh, where you watching from, Toki? Hmm? Checking the battery. I need to save enough battery to make my video of the day. My video of the day, the most important lesson I learned as a living overseas for 20 years. This has been popping out in my head during my meditation a lot lately. So I need to make the video and get it out of my head. You know, guys, making videos, right, is the way I get those stuff out of my head that keeps popping out of my head during my meditations. It's a way for me to improve my meditation by unloading the stuff that's within myself. Just offload it. That's it. No more thinking. Toki, North Silesia. Oh, wow. I really have viewers from everywhere. That's crazy. All 3 time zones: Asian time zone, European time zone, American time zone. Wow. And yeah, all the newcomers to my channel, you're here for the first time, welcome. And I hope you enjoy yourself so far. This is a live stream where every morning I try to go to a different cafe and location here in Istanbul, grab a coffee, and just chat about anything and everything in life, while showing you some stuff about Istanbul. But if this form of a live stream appeals to you, which honestly I don't know why, I won't watch my own live stream, consider to join me again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Turkey time. Remember, it's Turkey time, not your local time. I don't know what your local time is. Shiny, I got a lot from your anti-aging videos. I finally quit smoking, quit sugar, and drop weight. There you go. And I look a lot younger now. Thank you, Limpeh. That's life-changing right there. Woo! Like these videos will continue to change people's life long after I'm dead. To me, that is legacy. If I die today, you wouldn't know I died today, because people will still keep coming to my channel and learning all these things from me, even after I'm dead. It's such a magical feeling, I am immortalizing myself right now on the internet. I'm uploading my consciousness on the internet right now. This is what science fiction have been talking about for decades, right? I'm doing it right now. It's crazy. Wow. Shiny, except I miss sugar in my Turkish coffee. Oh. Yeah, Turkish people put a lot of sugar in their Turkish coffee too. I don't. Toki, if you visit all the cafes, you'll experience illuminate and turn into a fish. If I visit all the cafes, which I have not so far, yeah, I visited almost 30 cafes within walking distance of my home. Walking distance, 30, and still I'm not covered half. If I ever cover it all, I think the state government of Istanbul needs to do something for me. I really like the coffee here because it's big enough to last one whole session of live chat. If I go to other cafe, I need to order 2. Yeah, so I love this place for so many different reasons. Yeah, so again, thank you guys for joining me today. Since there's no more discussion, we can end it here on a high note. And welcome back those of you all my old friends who have rediscovering me through this live chat, through this live stream. And to all the newcomers, do join me again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Turkish time. Turkish time, not your time zone. I don't know what your time zone is. Okay, Turkish time. For another, Limpeh morning coffee chat in Istanbul. Annyeong.